You motherfucking tube. This video here is not for the fanboys. I'm sitting here and I just got done watching the 30 Days of May, the little Showtime program on Mayweather. It was a good program, it's very interesting, very well done, edited and everything. They did a good job, can't lie. It was a good program. Unfortunately, the credits at the end, if they were true, that Floyd Mayweather won an ESPY for Fighter of the Year. I could see Adrian Broner winning Fighter of the Year before Floyd Mayweather. Or fucking Andre Ward. I mean, damn, dog. Floyd only fought once in 2012. I don't understand this shit. Alright. First of all, I'm about to go way off of boxing for a minute. This shit right now for about 2 or 3 minutes is going to be completely not about boxing. But it's relevant. For some reason, somehow, everything in our world revolves around how much actual money you can make off of something. And just lately, just in my own personal life, I've decided to try and patronize smaller businesses. There is we have here in Detroit this what do they call it, a vendor market called Eastern Market in Detroit, where you get all these vendors that they come out on Saturday morning and you can get all kinds of shit. You got people selling fucking bootleg movies and socks and belts and eyeglasses and sunglasses and oils and perfumes and colognes and lotions and soap. Everything for your refrigerator, from turkey, smoked turkey, raccoon, possum, whatever you want to get to eat. Apples, oranges, pears, plums, strawberries, raisins, raspberries, blueberries, kale, collard greens, char, bok choy, all that stuff that you probably just can't regularly find at a grocery store, you can usually find down there on Saturday mornings. And I try and patronize some of these vendors because this is how they live. There's no overhead, no CEO, no dividends, nobody getting rich off of this. You know what I'm saying? These people who blood, sweat, and tears, and they live off of this. This is what they do to survive. You know what I'm saying? And the thing which is crazy is, it's so much stuff that we patronize, not realizing that all we doing is making somebody super damn rich. A lot of times where we think it's cool, or we brag about having being the first person with the new iPhone, or a bunch of people waiting in line to get a pair of Jordans. And people paying $200-$300 for a pair of shoes when the shoes only took $17 to make. So you selling hundreds of thousands of pairs of these shoes. People getting rich just so somebody can be like, yeah, I got the new J's, when in our reality nobody even gives a fuck. So much of our lives is predicated on status of what you can have financially. You know what I mean? Jordans wouldn't be Jordans if the mugs was only, $29.99. Would nobody be standing in line for them or whatever the case may be. And it's crazy because I found myself doing this for one of my own vices. Some of you may know, but I'm a big craft beer drinker, big and heavy into my craft beers. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm here in Michigan, and we got some of the best breweries in the world in and around Michigan. So, just last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had a beer release. This beer from Founders called KBS. And, I was lucky enough to call up a couple of people, and, they hooked me up here and there and whatever. And I got me, a couple of 4-packs, and it was cool. But then at the end of the day, I thought about it like, this shit really ain't that good. Now I can post some pictures to Facebook or Instagram, like, yeah, I got some KBS, because I know there's some people who didn't. But if I had to do anything more than what I did to get it, it wouldn't have been worth it. Just to say that I got some, it's not that much better than anything else that I've ever had. And that's the same thing with the sport of boxing. We get on here and we talk about Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao, Juan Manuel Marquez, or a certain 4 or 5 fighters. Everybody wants to see what everybody has to say about these particular fighters. And boxing was around before these motherfuckers' parents were thought of, let alone them. Boxing was okay before them, and it's gonna be okay long after they're gone. But the craziest shit is, it's not even about the boxing anymore. That's what I can't believe. It's about who's making and generating the most money, who has the biggest audience, and who has the best attendance, who has the most hype. It's not even about boxing no more. We don't even talk about boxing no more. It's not even a fucking about none of the shit that happens inside the ring anymore. I can't believe it. And the thing about it is, I'm a fucking boxing fan. And I know it's a couple dudes here on YouTube who actually know that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I'll text a dude up during Friday night fights. Like, dog, you watching this shit? Or whatever the case may be. And half the time, I don't even make no videos. Like, I didn't make a Bradley Provatnikov video, I don't think. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a good-ass fight. You know what I mean? I actually ended up on the video with Boxing Beats and Rhymes, not with the intentions of making a video, but just the fact that I wanted to talk to somebody about a good-ass fight that I just seen. Now, I'm going to try and bring this shit full circle. There's a little spot near my crib. It's called the EL Butcher Shop. I think primarily they went for being a butcher shop. They wanted to sell really good meat and all of that stuff, right? But, they sell coffee and beer and some good beer and, and some other things. So they opened up a little while ago, and now maybe 4 blocks away, they're getting ready to open a Whole Foods. Now I know people are going to flock to this Whole Foods because it's this big conglomerate ass shit that you can find all over the country. But it's something about being able to go into a small spot where You can have a conversation with the person who's making your coffee. Or the dude who's chopping up your meat can tell you that he made some of this same shit last night, and this is what he did to it. It's something about going in there and saying, hey, how you doing? So-and-so. Hey, what's up? So-and-so. And vice versa. They can exchange the pleasantries and reciprocate, basically. There's something about that you can't get with a big conglomerate, you know? You won't get that at these big ass stores. You know what I mean? It's almost like that barbershop feel. You know when you go to the barbershop and you go in there and you kick it with the fellas and y'all talk sports and basketball and boxing and football and baseball and women and whatever the case may be. Some barbershops are different. Some barbershops niggas go have a beer and drink, smoke weed and all that. Not quite to that level, you know what I'm saying? But with my barber, me and him, you know what I'm saying? He been cutting my hair for 17 years. And he and I are heavy into craft beer. So we usually get to talk about some beer. You know, some I had, some he had. You know, when I'm going to come through and crack open a bottle with him or something, or whatever the case may be. And there's something about that. You know, can you imagine just going to like a big ass supermarket and just anybody cutting your hair? You know, whoever got the shortest line, that's who cutting your hair. Nah, it's something different about when you get your hair cut. And boxing used to be different too, because you weren't forced to see certain stuff. It just wasn't forced upon you. You could get excited about Floyd Mayweather coming up through the ranks. You know, you wanted to see him make it and get his title shot, because you seen him come up, you know. Not like this was a dude that they picked and they said, we're going to make him a star. You know, and that's one thing I can definitely respect about Floyd Mayweather, though, is because he was not that chosen guy. He didn't start his career out with his debut on TV making $300,000. You know, it's like now that they pick a guy and they force feed him down to you. They're not giving us product or boxing. They're giving us some character and trying to sell us that character, as opposed to letting us pick who the hell we want to see as boxing fans. It's something about being able to see a dude when he's 10-0 or 12-0 or 15-0 or something, or 15-1. See him fight a couple times on ESPN, and to make it to HBO, and then to make it to pay-per-view or something like that. There's something about that. We'll never get that again, because we're always going to get force-fed who they want us to be force-fed. And for some reason, I don't understand why Al Heyman seems to run both HBO and Showtime. You know, where's the parody? Where is the, you know, the parody in the sport? Because, like, in the video that I just watched, it was like, you know, and I talked about this in prior videos myself. I used to watch a fight because I was interested to see who the fuck was gonna win this fight. How was it gonna play out? Not how long is this fight gonna last? Will he make it past 3 rounds? He's gonna lose. This dude is gonna win. It's just a matter of how and what fashion he's gonna win. Sick of that, man. That's not fucking boxing. As much as people may have bet or thought that the Miami Heat would beat the Oklahoma City Thunder, nobody knew for sure. Nobody would have been all up in arms, and it wouldn't have been a big, huge upset if OKC would have won. And at times in the series, it looked like they would have. Nobody would have been surprised if the 49ers would have beat Baltimore. And damn sure nobody was surprised that Baltimore beat the 49ers. But the outcome was good to see. It was good to see that shit happen. It was good to see it play out that way. It was good to see the 49ers beat Seattle. And, it was good to see Denver and the Ravens play in the championship game. It was great to see that shit, you know? It built your interest up in the Super Bowl. It made you want to see what would happen. I was pulling for Colin Kaepernick, you know? I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Took a liking to the guy, you know what I'm saying? It's young and, you know, he's unorthodox. You know, it's that shit that the NFL is not used to seeing. And also, it was our chance to finally have a fucking brother win a Super Bowl. You know, that's why I was pulling. Young ass dude, tats and shit all over the place. You know, Joe Flacco was part of the good old boys club. And I don't knock him for it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't his fault. But he's part of the good old boys club. So, you know, I was pulling for Kaepernick. But everybody has a fan, you know. They just need exposure, you know. There's a whole fucking tribe of motherfuckers who would love to see a Jose Lucigen fight more on TV. Who they like him just because he has the same kind of accent that they have. Or he wears his hair like they do. Or he look like he come from where they come from. Same thing with Brandon Rios. Or Mike Alvarado. Or Floyd Mayweather. Shane Mosley or Danny Garcia. You know what I'm saying? There's dudes in Philly who love Danny Garcia. This nigga rapping shit and got music videos. Nigga rap like shit to me though. But rappers, they gon' kind of, you know what I'm saying? They gon' kind of ride with the nigga cause he do what they do. You know? Fuck. It might be some people who like Floyd Mayweather just because he's from the place where they like their favorite beer and shit from Founders, which is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You know, just the association. Some people may fuck with Jalen Love. I didn't even know that the nigga was from Michigan until his last fight. But just finding that out made me take a little more interest in the dude than I did before. Real talk. So now when I do see him fight, I have a little more emotional invested interest in him. Just knowing that about him. Now I'm looking forward to seeing him fight. Timothy Bradley. I like Tim Bradley. I've been a Tim Bradley fan. Now I'm really a big Tim Bradley fan. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm just rambling on now, but maybe what my whole point really in this video is, like, there ain't nothing wrong with going to Meijer or Walmart or whatever the fuck, Giant Eagle, and, you know, wherever the fuck you shop at for groceries and shit. But if we don't support the low ass shop, the low ass supermarket down the street, sometimes you're gonna be forced to shop at Giant Eagle, and you're gonna only get whatever the fuck they gonna have for you. And nobody's gonna know your name. They ain't gonna give a fuck if they sell you some spoiled meat. They ain't gonna give a damn if they overcharge you for some shit. They ain't gonna have no advice for you on how to cook some shit, how to season your meat. You know what I mean? What type of beer you should drink with this meal. You ain't gonna have that kind of shit. So my advice to everybody, almost in the same sense of the live stream, find somebody to support. Some small dude, some local dude who's training like a motherfucker, trying to get 100 people to come to his fight. Talk about his ass. Make a video about him. Talk about him. Post that shit. Send it to a couple people. So maybe that few people can send it to a few other motherfuckers to see. And maybe a few more people will start looking at that dude. Because if we only gonna support these giants, if we only gonna talk about Floyd Mayweather, if we only gonna talk about AT&T, fucking Walmart, then we ain't gonna have nothing else. We ain't gonna have no support system, no backup, nothing else to fall back on. Let's talk about some boxing, some real boxing. Not just the niggas with the hype, the media hype fighters, the guys with the support. I mean, it's cool to talk about it. Tell me about a fighter that I don't know about. I would love to see a video with some dude talking about a fighter that I don't know about. I'm a fan of Jose Alucigin. And y'all have heard me mention this guy on quite a few videos. And I'm taking heed to some shit that I heard a couple of people say in some videos. And that's why I keep bringing his name up. I would love to see him fighting Danny the Swift or Amir Khan. Or to get a rematch with Lucas Matisse. Zab Judah. Lucky Boy. Jesse Vargas. Tim Bradley. Juan Manuel Marquez. Any of these motherfuckers. I want to see him fight again. I seen a fight. The first time I seen him fight, he made me a fan. I want to see a Jose Alucigin fight again. I don't give a fuck who he fights. But when he fights, I'll be sitting in front of my TV. If he's close enough to where I live, I'm going to see it. And that's who I want to see fight. Some people may understand the point of this video, and some won't. And if you don't worry about it. It wasn't meant for you then.